Hello everyone and welcome back to Milo Farms. Well, today we're going to be doing a fuel filter replacement on the 89 Pontiac Bonneville. It's got the GM 3800 V6 in it. Fuel filter is located right under this door, up underneath the rail there, on the back side, kind of where that silver strip is behind there. Found that it's easier to go ahead and put this up on the ramp jacks in the back. Wouldn't recommend doing that, getting under a car with ramp jacks that it's held up on, but you kind of got to do what you got to do if you can't afford anything else. So I got the fuel filter here. It's AC Delco, and you can see right here there's the arrow. That arrow indicates that should point towards the front with the flow of the fuel. So we'll go ahead and get under there and see what we can find. So right here is the fuel filter, sits up behind there. And I found in this particular case a 5/8 and 13/16 wrench fit the best on there. You want to make sure you have a backup wrench on that, so you've got one on the right side of the fitting there and one on the actual filter itself. And I don't know how much fuel is going to come out of this when we take this off, but typically there is some fuel pressure in there still. This is kind of a hairy spot right up in here because the wrench just doesn't really fit that well, and then we'll see when we pull this off how much fuel is actually going to come squirting out of here. And it looks like there's a little, but nothing serious. I mean, that could lead to the issue that we are having with the kind of rough running. It could have a fuel pressure issue. And I don't know when this thing was replaced last. This car had a fuel filter put in it by a mechanic a fuel pump put in it by a mechanic here about 8-9 years ago. But I don't know beyond that. So here we go. We got the little arrow pointed forward right there. Go, got that end. We're going to go ahead and hold the other end here. Try to tighten it up. Okay, so we got the back end of it tightened up. Now we're going to try to shove it back in there and get the front end tightened up. Okay, don't leave you a lot of wiggle room on these fittings, but got it in there. And the issue I see right now is trying to get this thing straight and getting this nut to screw in. Trying to cross thread on me here. The problem we're running into is you got these other lines right here. I don't know what they all are. Looks like one might be a fuel pump return line or something, and then you got emergency brake, and then I think there's a brake line there too. All of them are kind of right in the way, and none of them are really something you can just move to do what you need to do, the way they've got this thing stuck up in here. So I'm just trying to get it tightened up as best I can, hand tight here. And then as soon as I get it hand tight, then we're going to put that backup wrench on it and then fine tune it the rest of the way. So right there's tight. Then we're going to put this backup wrench on this right here so we don't break anything. And give it a little more tight in there. And then we'll see if we can get it to start. So here's the old fuel filter right here. And if we wanted to see how much garbage might have been in there, we can take it like this and dump it. And the fuel coming out's got a little bit of gunk to it, but nothing serious. I mean, it's definitely dirty, needed to be replaced, but it's not no chunks or anything like that, which is a real good sign. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a try here to get this thing started. Now that we've taken that fuel filter off, we may have a hard time starting it the first time here. So we'll see what we can do. Let's start it up. We'll let it run for a few minutes, make sure it can keep its fuel pressure and not have an issue. And we'll just let it run there for a minute. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Hopefully you got to learn something, see something different if you're going to be doing this job on your car yourself. This also applies to a whole bunch of different vehicles. Very similar. I used to have a Toyota Tacoma, and it was almost the exact same procedure. The fuel filters almost looked identical. In fact, I think the only difference is the fuel filter on the Tacoma hooked in a little bracket instead. And it was just about, you know, kind of in this area where you can see my foot there underneath in the same place. So really there's a ton of different applications that work exactly the same way. So this will give you an idea on this Pontiac Bonneville on what we did. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time at Milo Farms.